Hi, my name's Summer Wright. I originally started homeschooling because my oldest daughter was really advanced and she did really well with math. We took her to a school and reading. She was extremely advanced in math and reading. And they gave her extra classes in one school for reading, but wouldn't do it for math. So we switched to a different school, and that school offered math, so she had extra math help to help her advance. And as we kept going, the school took away that offering they had given, so we talked with them and they wouldn't do anything for us, and knew that it would just kind of be a hard thing to get other schools to do. So I initially decided to homeschool for her because she needed extra help. I also had one other daughter in school, and she was not having a very good time with socially getting along with kids. She's a very social person, but people just weren't accepting her and being kind to her. So as kind as she was, they were just kind of making it difficult for her to be there. So we felt that it would be best for them to come back home, figure out, get their own confidence, and learn and go from there. So I'm actually not homeschooling next year because we're going to try something different, and so we're just going to see where that takes us. I will be continuing the homeschool of things that I do with my youngest kids that are not at school level. So I usually start when they're really young, and so that's not something I'll continue. And I really enjoyed homeschooling. It has helped me feel more intelligent and learn what my kids are learning and gain greater knowledge. And I'm really, really grateful for the opportunity. It's been great for me and for my kids, and hopefully continue to progress. Okay, so the way I make homeschool function in my house is I am an early riser and a late. I like to stay up late too, so that works great for me, especially if my kids like to sleep in. So I can get up early and do whatever I need to do, usually read whatever I want to read or exercise or whatever I need for me. I start the day off with that usually. So by the time my kids are awake, I just am already taking care of me and I'm ready to go for the day. And because my kids have chores, they do most of the cleaning for my house now. We've come up with a pretty good system where they take care of all the cleaning, dishes and sweeping and counters and everything after the meal, every single meal, so that they know that they're responsible for that task. We rotate, but we do it once a month so that they can each appreciate each job and not have to think that someone else is doing a better job or a worse job. They can appreciate it when they have it. The other thing we do is to keep my kids, to help the house function. My kids share a bedroom with a younger child, and so the older child does the laundry for both of them. And so they've actually been doing that for about a year and a half. And so because they've been doing that, I started separating the younger kids' laundry, and they actually function better by taking responsibility on their own instead of sharing again. We really have enjoyed that. It's really helped reduce my load because laundry is a never-ending thing in a big house. And so it's really helpful for them to just take it and be responsible for their own clothes. I just go through their clothes in their rooms once a month usually and say, okay, it's too messy, let's eliminate things so you don't have so much clutter and so much mess. And if you keep track of it, then it's fine. I don't have to help them with that. So it's been really helpful to have them. It really teaches self-reliance and their principle of being more self-governing instead of me telling them everything to do all the time. And I just remind them, and they just do what they need. Okay. So in the morning, we usually get up whenever the kids feel like getting up because we like to get sleep. And it's usually around 8. And they have chores to do. They have to get all that done before they can eat breakfast. And then once they're done with those chores and breakfast, if they're extremely fast in getting those done, they start on school on their own whenever they feel like it. Usually I make them by 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock start doing their own schoolwork, and I have my program set up so that my kids just do it on their own. I'm basically there to check and make sure if they need help, what skills they're learning for the week, to teach those. And then we do that, and then we have lunchtime, and after lunch we have a class as a family together, and it's just a pick up and go class. I don't have to prepare anything ahead of time usually. I usually just come up with these subjects. I have lots of subjects that I choose from, some science, history, geology, things, just lots of different subjects we've studied, and we really enjoy that family time. And it's been very beneficial because I don't have to teach my kids on different levels. It's a pick up and go. I most especially like that it adds the religion that we have into it, and I like being able to apply school subjects to the religious beliefs that we have. So I'm grateful for that. It really helps build the things that I feel are important in my children's life, and helps them to know that the things that are important to me are important to gain knowledge in. Okay, so this is where we do school. It's really messy. That's how it is sometimes, most of the time actually. But generally I'll set up one spot for my kids. I usually sit here in the middle, and I have 2 seats next to me because everyone wants to fight to sit next to mom, right? So we sit in seats, and they sit next to me. I usually take the little kids, and they're around the other sides of the table. My older kids are there, so if I just am there for them when they have questions, they'll ask me those questions, and then I mostly just focus on the little kids, teaching them numbers, letters. We have the ABCs up on the wall, but we're moving, so I don't have them up right now. But we generally just work on whatever's on the desk, because I've set it up all for the day for the little kids, and the other kids have their own boxes where they have the things that they need to, and they access them when they're ready. They just pick up math first, and then spelling and grammar and handwriting, and that's how we do it. So for my little kids, I like this Teach Me Writing. There's also a book that's the reading lessons that goes with it. It's actually my favorite way to teach reading for any kid. Anyone can pick it up. I have my 3-year-old doing it, and my 7-year-old doing it. And so what it is, it's really simple. They learn 3 letters a day, then they get to make words out of that. And so I like this book because it goes right along with it. It's the simplest method ever, and I have all kinds of readers, so it works for all of them. So I highly suggest that. This is something we've recently picked up. It's called Claritas Publishing, and it's memory work audios. I love it especially because it has math, and it makes all the times tables in a math song. So my kids don't have to think about whether they know the times tables. They just remember the song and they sing it, and it's just the numbers in that order, and it's super easy. They can bring it up by any memory. I started it with my youngest so that when they get to times tables, they'll know how to use those, and they won't have to think about times tables at all. It won't be a challenge. It'll just be something they know. I also like it because it talks about history and geography and all sorts of just math, just facts that you don't necessarily need, but it's kind of cool to learn. So I really enjoyed that. And a lot of times we use a lot of audiobooks. We like to listen to audiobooks all the time when my kids aren't doing school. They have reading time if they want. Mostly they just listen to audiobooks if they can't read. So the little kids love that too. We also, like Matthew C, it has a CD that goes with it that helps you to know that if you don't know it as a parent what the concept of the week is, you can always turn on the CD and learn it. Also, we like lots of internet videos to help us learn how to do the math that you can't remember how to do anymore. Okay, so for homeschool for math, we use Matthew C, and we've used Saxon as well. They're both pretty much the same program, just different format. We like the look of Matthew C because it's more spread out instead of on one page, and so we've changed to that. But they're the same problems and everything. We also use IEW, Institute of Writing, for spelling and for grammar. I really love their spelling because it has a CD where my kids listen to this the words, then they write them down, and then they correct them on their own. Someone's there to watch them, to keep them accountable. And then after they've rewritten them, they rewrite them again while looking at the spelling words. So they have the C here and the writing. So it really helps them memorize those words. And they're not simple words, they're pretty complex. And so I like that. And I also like the IEW grammar. They write a whole story with this, but they do it one sentence a day, and they correct every day. That they write the grammar and punctuation, so they know they gain, like, in increments, different grammar things in it. And so I really liked that. It's very helpful for them to actually know what grammar is, and it's simple and easy, but by the end of the year they've written an entire book. And so I really like that. And for the family, we just do one family lesson after lunch, and all get together, and we just enjoy that the best because we get to focus on what we like and we get to learn as a family. So for our morning devotional, or when I want my kids to wake up in the morning, I have made my own playlists on YouTube. I have lots of scriptures and songs that I want my kids to memorize. So I find what I feel like they need to learn for the week, and usually listen and find a couple different versions of the same song or the same scripture, so that they can choose which one best suits their personality to memorize. That way you don't have the same scripture memorized with one song and can't remember it too. But I like that, and I've added words of the day because I wanted my kids to know their value, and so I had them memorize what value was. There's even videos about words to memorize, like this video is this word means this, and I really enjoyed searching those things and finding those things so my kids can understand what they really mean. And they have important things that I really want to teach that I can't sit down with each individual and teach, but I can send a message through this song, or this video shares exactly what I wanted. And it's super simple, and they can watch the video if they want, or I can just push play in the morning and they've already seen the video. They have it memorized enough so that they just do that. And so I've just created a playlist, and all I do is add what I want, and then it plays through the playlist until it's done. And that's all. It's super simple. Takes me maybe 20 minutes if I'm really searching something, maybe an hour, of time to do that. But I keep it until they've memorized everything, and then we move on to the next one.